Hi, I'm Heather from Lakey Lactation, and I just want to show you today how to use your Spectra pump. So there are a few Spectra models on the market, the S1, the S2, the S9. There's a Synergy Gold and a Gold Spectra as well, and the Synergy is separate from the other Gold pump. So I'm just going to be showing you how to use this one today. So this is the portable Spectra, one of the portable Spectras that you can take on the go with you. It has a really good charge on it. I actually used it from Virginia down to Florida and back. And on the way to Florida, I think it was like a 14-hour drive, and I barely used 1 bar of energy with it. So that was really good. So anyway, when you turn it on, it's gonna start off in expression mode. So unless you're putting on a pumping pal, you would start off at stimulation mode. The only difference is with the pumping pal, and that's because that's the way that the flange is placed. Any other flange, and you're going to go ahead and start off in stimulation mode. So you're going to hit the button here, the power button. Okay, and you can hear how it's like a slow draw. This was a lot faster. This is stimulation mode. So this is the mode that allows your milk to start a letdown. So it's going to start getting those sprays going. So unless your milk is actively spraying, you want to be on this mode. Now, I say that there are no hard and fast rules with pumping and breastfeeding, okay? These are all just general guidelines to help you out. But women's bodies are so different from each other. We all have a lot of things in common, but your letdown is going to be very individualized to yourself. So I say we start with stimulation mode. Your vacuum level is 1 through 5 there. So you can go up to 5 on this setting and it'd be perfectly fine as long as your flange is fitting well. I say that, but if anything is ever hurting, go down in your suction to whatever is most comfortable. And if you're finding no matter what section you're in or you're not getting good sprays, is not working well for you, contact a lactation consultant and we can help you find a better flange size or see if it's the settings that need to be adjusted based on what's going on with your body. So we're starting off in stimulation mode. We're waiting for the letdown, which generally happens at about 2 to 3 minutes in. Sometimes it's right away. So this is very individualized for each person. So what we're going to do is once it starts to flow, we're going to hit the bacon button again. This is going to bring you into that slow draw expression mode. You have a range of cycles on here. And so I get this question all the time. Do I use 38? Do I use 54? And different places will tell you different things. What I look for is what causes the best sprays. That's going to be different with each woman. But keep in mind, you can go up to 54 on that. And that's generally where we'll start at. But if you notice that you're not spraying well, go down into 38. And some people will even finish their pumping off this way. Like the end of their pump session, they'll finish off this way. The big thing is whatever between these ranges is allowing you the best flow. If you have more of an elastic nipple, it's better to use the lower end of that cycle. Okay. So suction level, it actually goes up to a 12. So a Spectra has a lot of stronger suction than a baby. It is unnecessary to be at a 12. If you have to be at a 12 every time you're pumping, my questions are, is your pump working effectively? And is your flange fitting correctly? Okay, so we'll look at those first. Pumping at a 12, 11, those kinds of things can really damage the nipples in the long run. And one of the great things about a good fitting flange is you may not even notice that for a while. It's also a bad thing, right? But with a good flange fit, you're not really feeling a whole lot. So just kind of keep it below 10 on this setting and use whatever's most comfortable for you. I've had moms have really great flow using a 3. There is absolutely no reason why you have to crank this thing up, okay? So you use whatever is the most comfortable for you on suction. Now, some people may be at that lower level of vacuum and not get a lot of good flow. So it's all about the flow, okay? So we're gonna go with whatever suction level is the most comfortable, okay? So to cap that off, speed is based off of what your flow is doing. Suction is based off of comfort, but it's also making sure that it's not so high that your body's in fight or flight mode and it's actually preventing that milk from flowing, or that it's so low that we're not even getting good suction, okay? So see what your body does, but I would start with a vacuum of about 6 to 8 and then go from there. If a 6 is not feeling good, go down. If you're feeling like, okay, this is fine and I'd like to try a little more, bump it up a little bit. But generally, you can get a good flow with one of those two. So what's going to happen is sometime in the middle of your pump session, generally about 8 to 12 minutes in, most people their flow might slow a little bit. And then you're gonna want to get another letdown going, right? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go hit the bacon button, and we're gonna go back to that fast speed stimulation mode. And then we're gonna adjust the vacuum to whatever's comfortable again. Because the longer you're pumping, the more vacuum you can usually tolerate, and the better it feels. Same thing, if that's not getting better, let someone know. Okay, so what's gonna happen is, a few minutes in, this time it may not be 2 minutes. This time it may be 3 or 4 minutes. The milk starts flowing. You're going to go back to that expression mode again. My favorite was always the 54. Suction level, same thing. Max comfort, start at a 6 to 8. See how you're doing. Okay, so if you're pumping for 15 minutes or so, 16 minutes, you may get 2 letdowns, and that's usually the goal. However, if you're like, hey, I want an extra letdown, that will generally happen around 18 minutes in. So what you can do is you can hit the bacon button again, go into stimulation mode, try to get another letdown. If you're noticing, hey, I'm 18 minutes in, not really getting another letdown, and you want to just finish that off with a slow cycle, almost like a baby that's falling asleep, and get some long, slow draws, that will help elicit a little bit more milk for some people. So try all that out and see how it's going. If it's not going well, always see a lactation consultant. An IBCLC can help you with that. So one of the other features of the Spectra, which I liked, especially when you're pumping at night, is you can turn it on. And there's a little light bulb over here. Got a couple different settings on there. So you got level 1, level 2, and then off. Okay, so it doesn't have to be super bright. Okay, all right, follow me for more tips, and don't forget to hit subscribe below.